what move do you want to improve? Hi, I'm Laura and welcome to this week's action shift. Sorry about the helicopter, by the way. Your weekly transmission of inspiration and action to unleash your superpowers. Natasha, this one is for you. Natasha wrote to me asking how to improve her capoeira moves. So maybe you take capoeira class, maybe you go to dance class or yoga, or you play handball, sports, you go to the gym. How much of your time are you actually in your movement class, and what are you doing the rest of the time? So Natasha, you said maybe it would help your breathing as well. This gave me a little insight into where we would take this action shift. So rather than me looking at your capoeira move, we're going to look at your breathing, your ribs, your whole upper body, shoulders, so that you can free your breathing and your move. And then you're going to notice if you can do your move and breathe. Before we do it, I just want you to do your move. So Natasha, you're going to do your capoeira move, maybe you'll do your yoga move or your handball move, and just notice how does it currently feel. Now you're going to take a breath and notice how that feels. Okay, so you're going to take your two hands and you're just going to tap one side of your body. So you're going to tap your shoulder, tap your chest, and you're going to tap all the way down. Can you see me there, front and back? So what we're doing is we're starting to increase the feedback from your body to your brain, so that rather than your brain seeing your body as a two-dimensional flat surface, it's actually going to start to bring in some three dimensions. So we're literally waking up this area, particularly if you've been sitting at your computer for a long period of time and then you stand up and you try and move. Sometimes it's just the connections aren't there, so let's wake them up. So you're just doing one side first. Now you're going to take one hand and you're going to put it on the top of your shoulder, and we're just going to do a little sponging here. So lift up your shoulder and squeeze, and slowly down. So obviously you can spend a lot longer on this, but for now we're just going to do a couple of squeezes. Just imagine any tension releasing. So I shared this in my free gift, and we've done sponging before in other action shifts, so just really imagining any tension around the shoulder just releasing. Then you're going to take your hand, you're going to go behind the clavicle, so behind the collarbone, and you're just going to gently massage behind there. So this may be a little tender, and if it is, it means you need to do this. So just gently massage behind your clavicle. Might feel a little stringy, a little tight, might even be hard to get there. So just imagine it melting. Imagine the warm summer sun just melting this area behind the clavicle. So keep breathing, keep doing it. So obviously you can do this when you're sat on the subway, or when you're taking a break from working at your computer, or you're standing on the street, wherever you are, you can just massage behind your clavicle. And now just take a deep breath in with your fingers still behind the clavicle. So you're going to breathe in. And maybe you feel something pushing up under your fingers. Can you feel that? If you can, that is your lung. If you can't, you probably need to do some more massaging in this area to release some of that tension. But this is the top of your lung. Isn't that cool? It goes all the way up here. And now you can take the other hand and you're going to put it at the bottom here of your ribs, and just imagine the three-dimensional expanse of your lung, all the way from the top of your shoulder, all the way down to about the bottom of your ribs, and just take a nice breath in. And just notice what happens in your ribs when you breathe in. You feel how they move apart. And when you breathe out, they go together. So now we're going to bring in just a little extra for this. Brought my famous sponge, the Franklin method sponge. So Natasha, you talked about the spiral action that you do when you practice capoeira. Well, there is actually spiraling action going on every time you breathe, whether you're moving or not. So if we can start to feel the spirals that are already existing in our body and allow those to happen, we're going to find that every breath we take is going to be more powerful, more full, more enjoyable, and then every move we make, whether that's yoga, dance, Pilates, walking down the street, playing soccer, we're going to be able to reach a different level of freedom with that, because the underlying tensions that maybe prevented those spiralings have now been freed up. Okay, we better feel that so you know what I'm talking about. So you're going to imagine that this is your lung, okay? And you see I'm just going to twist it. I'm just going to twist the lung. And you notice that the bottom part is twisting more than the top. So this is my right lung. And when you breathe in, you're going to imagine that your lung is spiraling out. And when you breathe out, you're going to imagine that it's spiraling back in. Got it? So breathing in, imagine the lung spirals out. So it's twisting, and you breathe out, it's spiraling back in. Breathe in, it's spiraling out. And breathe out, it's spiraling in. And breathe in, it's spiraling out. Can you imagine that? And breathe out, it's spiraling in. Okay, drop your arms and just notice, do you feel a difference between the two sides? So we just did a little tiny bit, and there's many, many more layers that I'm not going to share with you today because we don't have time, but even just that little bit, take a breath now into this right side, or if you mirrored me, your left side. Notice how free does that feel, how relaxed is the shoulder, and maybe try how does this side feel in movement. So maybe now try your move, whatever it was, maybe it's your capoeira move, and compare the two sides. So even just a little bit of imagining what is actually going on inside already frees up our movement for the outside. So if we focus all the time on trying to get the right position on the outside, and we wonder why we still have tension, it's difficult, we can't do it, we need to go inside. So now you need to go do the other side, then you need to write me a comment, let me know how this feels. Did it liberate your breathing, give you some more inspiration, and did it really release some of that tension in your upper back, in your shoulders, in your ribs? Natasha, let me know if that helped with your capoeira move. There is so much more I could share with you on this, but we've only got 5 minutes today. But if you do want more, make sure you check out my live and online workshops. I will be doing more of those, and we will be diving into some breathing amazingness. Will change your life, your breath, whatever. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube. Come over, sign up at laurahamesfranklin.com if you're not there. Hopefully you were on my Q&A call and you loved it, and there's going to be more where that came from. And I will see you next week. I'm going to be in LA teaching with Eric, Franklin Method Teacher Training. Yay. Bye. There's 2 helicopters now. They came out just to get in the way of the action ship. But nothing can get in the way of the action ship.